Hi, I'm Gizzi Erskine and welcome back to Wild Dish. So I decided to do a fish curry and it's really simple. It's got quite a lot of ingredients, but don't panic. And I'm going to serve that with a really yummy rice. It's a lemon rice. We've got some basmati rice. I'm just going to put that into the pan. It's about 250 grams. Into that, we are going to put these guys. This is nigella seeds. They're sort of like a black onion seed. And then also here we've got some saffron. So saffron's going to put a really strong saffrony flavour into it, but it's also going to make the rice nice and yellow. We've got some ginger here, and I'm just going to slice some slices into the rice as well. The next thing we're going to put in is a lemon. Fish and the acidity from the lemon are going to work so well with each other. And then we are going to put some curry leaves in there as well. And cover that with water. I'm going to put loads of salt in there as well at this stage. Bring it up to the boil, let it cook for about 8 minutes at a sort of frantic boil, then turn it off and leave it for 15. Absorption method, you can't fail. It's brilliant, and that's it. So we're going to start off with the spices. Well, it's not technically a spice, it's curry leaves. If you can get down to your Asian supermarket, you'll be able to get them fresh, and they taste so much better. When you put these in, they're going to crackle, and that room fills up with that curry smell just from the leaf. Right, and give that a stir around. And the room smells really aromatic within seconds. Now, next up, we're going to put in some black mustard seeds. These will start popping all over the place as well. And then we've got some cumin seed. The second these start to spray all over the place, you want to get in your other dried spices. So we've got some chili powder, some turmeric, and some garam masala. So that's all going to go in. And it already smells amazing. Into that, we want to get in our onions. They need to be cooked a lot slower than you imagine. I'm going to add my garlic in at this point, and then I'm going to add in some ginger. I'm just going to grate that into here. You want it sort of like to become like a paste. And so next up, we are going to put in our sauce ingredients. So, superfood of the moment. Coconut milk, so good for you. So I'm going to just pour this in and start to make that sauce come together. And then to that, we've got some stock. I've gone for a fish stock, or you can use chicken, or you can use vegetable if you want, or you can just use water. This has been thinned down with some water. Oh no, I've made a mistake. So, okay, this is kind of good, I suppose, because this is real life. What I need to do, what I should have done was put these tomatoes in before I put all of the sauce. But fear not, it won't actually matter. God, it's kind of good to see someone like me mess up, isn't it? I'm going to put the tomatoes in a pan, and the reason I'm not going to put the tomatoes straight in there is because what I want them to do is to really reduce and become like a sludge. It means that the flavour of the tomato becomes really concentrated, and if I don't do that, then it's going to be a bit too watery. This pan is nice and toasty hot, so I'm just going to put these tomatoes in. We have got to the point now where the tomatoes have like really mulched down. They've become like a paste. And I'm going to put that in now. And now we're going to let that cook together, but with one last ingredient, some tamarind. Okay, if anyone's ever seen tamarind before, it's this sort of like bobbly fruit. So many Indian or Southeast Asian dishes would not be the same without it. So I'm just going to pour this into the curry. When you get to the bottom, you actually sort of really want to get all the gunja out of it because it's where all of the flavour is. The beginning bit's sort of watery. It's this bit that really counts. So the rice is off now. I'm just going to let that steam for 15 minutes. I'm going to let this cook away and start to reduce and get really concentrated for 10 minutes, and then we can add our fish. So this is really lovely and reduced, and you can see that the whole thing sort of homogenised and come together. It's time to put our fish in. This is a kingfish, and it's got this amazing bit of marrow bone that's in the centre. And what this does is, first of all, it holds together when you cook it, but also that bone marrow will add sort of viscosity and real fish flavour into the stock. It is hard to get a hold of in this country. You have to go to a fishmonger for it. You can use snapper, cut in the same way. Just any fish, as long as it's on the bone and as long as it's cut like a steak. Go for anything but salmon. So I'm just going to put that in and let that cook. Now, South Indian curries are very, very watery. They're sort of much more in a gravy than what we're used to with sort of meat curries and even vegetable curries. And I don't want you to be freaked out by the fact that this is quite a loose curry. It does make it more delicious. I mean, I'm one of those people that on a Sunday lunch, I want stacks of gravy, and I think as far as curries go, it's that same sort of thing here. You just get more sauce, nothing wrong with that. Let this cook for about 5 minutes. You just want that fish to be just cooked, so almost as if you were to take it out, you'd sort of open it up, it'd be really nice and opaque inside. Here we are, our fish is cooked. You know, it's completely firm to touch, but it's only just got firm. So I'm gonna take that off the heat. We're gonna put in quite a lot of seasoning. We haven't put any salt in there yet, and all of these ingredients need salt. Then just to liven the whole thing up at the end, not that it needs that much livening, it's got stacks of flavour in there anyway. I'm gonna put the zest of a lime in there. And then I'm gonna put the juice of 1 to 2 limes in there. It really depends on how juicy your limes are. Yeah, this is a nice juicy guy. Last but not least, I'm gonna put in loads of fresh coriander. I don't think many of us realise how nutritious herbs are. You see them as a seasoning or a garnish rather than a sort of way that we can get more nutrients into our food, and they are really good for you. They've got really medicinal properties. All right. That one last swizzle around. But that looks stunning. Okay, so we're going to plate this up. I'm going to ladle over some of the sauce. And like I said, it's meant to be a soupy curry. Okay, and I'm just going to serve some of this rice alongside. And that kingfish is perfectly cooked. You can see it's that sort of opaque texture in the middle, really juicy. Messing up those tomatoes was really not a problem at all after all. It's creamy from the coconut. It's spicy. It is a spicy curry. Don't be fooled by the fact that it's a coconutty one. You've got the fish, which is meaty actually, and then it's got all the acidity. It's got all the different spices. It's a really dynamic dish. It's really delicious. You've seen how quickly I did this. I reckon this is a fridge to table dish in about 20-25 minutes. Should be a staple. And I want to know if you make this, what you think of it. So subscribe by clicking here. And then also see what else we've been doing with India and the rest of the world by clicking here. Otherwise, I'll see you again soon. Bye.